Sipa, good morning. What's the situation there? What are investigators doing?
Well, I can tell you, Stephen, that they definitely came prepared. They came with names, they came with information, so they know exactly what they're looking for and also who they are looking into. They're going through a list of names right now as I'm talking to you, employees, not just executive level or senior management, but also employees that were and also still are part of the local municipality. Now, where we are, this is the HR department, one of the focus points by the SIU, going through those names, seeing the employee files, which are actually being kept inside this box. They are being packed inside this box. As you can see, the gentleman and the official here from the SIU is going through the list of names that they have and that they will be looking into, most particularly with some of the information. And some of the information that they're actually looking into, Stephen, we heard them asking for overtime records as well, looking into overtime records, but also, most importantly, the financial records of this municipality. Now, Stephen, as we had mentioned earlier on, and as the SIU spokesperson also had mentioned, that the main focus, the main reason why this is happening was because of complaints that were coming from various community members and officials that were writing to the SIU asking for this investigation, Stephen, to happen. But now we're going to take you to some of those community members who have been at the forefront fighting for service delivery and against corruption, who also issued an independent forensic experts or audit rather into the municipalities, looking into so many of the irregularities within the tender system. Now, we were told by the SIU that although the search warrant is looking at documents, but they also have a warrant for laptops and cell phones belonging to 4 executives within the municipality. That's the municipal manager, the CFO, as well as HR, but also most importantly as well, the supplier management. But seemingly, Stephen, the municipality has not had a supply chain management manager for the past year, and the CFO has been doing the entire processes and work that of the supply chain manager. And that's exactly, now we're joined by Philip Machanic, who is a PR councillor within Makana, and also part of the community-based organizations such as the Makana Citizens Front that was actually brought in 2021 as a result, or 2020 and 2021 as a result of the issues of corruption and lack of service delivery. Philip, thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. I think let's get into, without wasting too much time, the report that you had showed us. You have an investigative report that was done independently by independent forensics experts looking into the finances and some of the major projects that the CIU is now looking into.
Right, so that report came out in 2013. It was produced by the Kabuso forensic audit firm, and it was actually commissioned by the acting municipal manager right here in the municipality. His name is Planga, and since then he's been unemployable in an ANC municipality. Now, unfortunately, the SIU's proclamation does not go back to 2013. I would estimate that the period they cover, which I think goes back to 2019, there could be 20 or more corrupt contracts that they could investigate. So there is a lot that they will catch, but we really want that full forensic audit to be opened up and investigated properly by law enforcement, because there's a lot of stuff going on, ghost workers, people appointed who are not qualified for the job, people paid a higher salary than they're supposed to be, many other things that were covered by that report and have not actually been investigated for law enforcement.
Let's get into one of the key projects that are part of that, or one of the accusations that are big that coming out of that report.
Yeah, out of the Kabuso report?
Yes.
Well, a lot of it was just simply misspending on appointing inappropriate people, people being paid higher salaries than they were supposed to be paid, and so on. So the municipality went from having a large surplus and a large amount in the bank to running at a loss, and constant claims that there's insufficient money.
And I do believe there was 100 million surplus inside that bank account that belonged to the municipality at that time.
Yes, now that predates my time in the municipality, but Lungile Nklobe, our leader, has supplied that information, and he knows the background to all of this. And if we come to a more modern era, we look at massive misspending, for instance, on water projects. Jameson Dam, which does not feed any water to the city, something like 20 million was spent on that, and we consider that to be a corruptly awarded contract. And that dam, in fact, was used as a cattle farm until we exposed it and put a stop to that. Another one is the James Kleinans water treatment works, where early in 2022, we wrote to the Minister of Water Sanitation and the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee Chair, alerting them to the fact that some 600 million had been spent on that project with nothing to show for it. In fact, since then, more has been spent. It's probably over 700 by now, and that project is still not completed. And water and sanitation is a giant money laundering scheme. We have 2 sewer plants due for major upgrades, and we need to keep a very close watch on these things in case that money now goes astray as well. And we're looking at hundreds of millions, and yet all this money is wasted, and we're told there's no money. Another example is water pumps. These big infrastructure grade pumps cost 2 to 4 million, depending which pump we're talking about. And these things just keep breaking. This municipality replaces them faster than I replace toothbrushes. And yet these things should last 15 years or more if they're properly used and maintained. And there was an example where a company called Manco Business Enterprise was contracted to supply pumps, and a large down payment was put down for this, and no pumps appeared. And at least in this case, there were consequences. The former Director of Infrastructure was fired over this. I'm not sure whether all the appeals of this have actually come through yet. But this is one example where at least there were some consequences. Another issue was through another of our civic partners, we put through PIA requests. This is Promotion of Access to Information Act, to find out where all 8 of the pumps in the major pump stations were, and the municipality could not actually answer those questions. It was only after we took the PIA request to the High Court and repeated threats of contempt that we managed to get most, but not all of the information. Now, I have to ask you, this is a major asset. How does the municipality not know where it is? All we wanted were things like, what is the serial number on each pump? Where is it physically located? Provide a photograph of the plate showing the serial number. If it's not in place, where is it? And when will it be coming back? They could not answer all those questions.
Thank you so much, Mr. Machanic there. Philip Machanic, of course, painting a picture there, Stephen, of some of the issues that are affecting the municipalities, more especially when it comes to mismanagement of funds, alleged corruption, looking into irregularities in the supply chain procedures, as well as inside of the HR office, which we were inside, as you saw. They were looking into some of the employee files there. But that's not the only thing that they've asked for. They've asked also for minutes from various council resolutions that were taken. Now, those are the decisions, Stephen, that were taken on several projects to see what exactly happened, who had said what, and also what was agreed upon in council. So those are being collected right now. We know that there was a bit of an issue when it came to actually collecting all the way from 2019, those minutes, looking into how exactly most of the decisions transpired within council, and as well with regards to some of the projects that we've seen failing in this municipality. Now, Stephen, when we're done here, we are going to take you to some of these areas that are focus points, such as the water treatment plant, as well as the dam that had 21 million spent on, but nothing is coming out. It's not even working. No pumping station is working. Currently, this municipality is without water. Currently, this town is without water.
Sipho Kema, thank you very much indeed. A very sobering update from the situation in Makanda around the Makana Local Municipality.